Normally I don't respond to text comments on my video, but I decided to respond to this one because it's the size of a fucking novel. And it is by someone that I have sparred with in the past, except this time, kid, I hate to bring it up, I'm not in a live debate with you, so guess what? Time for some lighthearted jarbs at your expense. This is Owen Mcdonald. If you don't remember him, check back in my video history as a ways. He is the person I debated for 4 hours, and by the end of it, even though I was drunk off my ass, I could still whip his ass. Let's look at another video. Yep, not supposed to do that. Alright, he is responding to my BuzzFeed's 13 feminist quotes response. Sonia Sotomayor is a pretty general quote. You are right somewhat by saying it can be applied to more than feminism, but the point is, in spite of the inequalities and barriers women face, they can still make successes of themselves. The point of this was to say that what she was saying doesn't apply to feminists because feminists have to have a victim cult. They have to be failing at life. Otherwise, their narrative doesn't work. Also, what fucking inequalities and what fucking barriers do women face? If anything, we give them crutches. What I said about Jen and Mug, the fact that you start by saying I can tell that at one point you were a man sort of validates what she's saying about fighting discrimination. No, it's not! The fact that I could tell that at one point she was a man is not discriminatory. It's just the fact that trans women make terrible women. No, it'd be discriminatory if I said I could tell that she was a man, so therefore she will not have the same rights and privileges as other humans. No. Fuck you. You can tell me it's just a joke. Well, I could tell you that, but Owen, you don't know what the fuck a joke is. You're basically using her assigned gender as a stick to beat her with by poking fun at her appearance. Did you see her? Anybody who is not blind could tell that she was a man. And honestly, after seeing her, I wish I had poured bleach in my eyes and got the job done. Personally, I don't think it's acceptable to speak about trans people in that way. Well, Owen, I really don't give a flying rat's cunt what's acceptable to you or not. You're not the one making the video. I am. If you don't like it, go to Best Buy or go to your local electronics store, spend some money, get a webcam, and do a reprisal video. Outside of that, I don't give a shit. And also, trans people can be adults and deal with jokes. Audrey Lorde. So ignoring the fact you call her a dyke in the first few minutes, Audrey Lorde is or was a dyke. I don't know if she's still alive. But yeah, she was a pretty bold dyke that said some pretty horrible things about men. You can honestly tell me that being black and being a lesbian are completely fine. And there's no inequality to be faced. Okay, Owen, in your response, I'm sure you're going to give me some inequalities they face. Of course, no, you don't. And when I say it's worse in Iran, no, that's me bringing up the point that she's whining and bitching about men in this country, whereas if she was in Iran, she'd be taken to the top of a very tall building and chucked off. You just call any feminist you don't like a man-hater. Well, typically any feminist I do like has this thing. It's this really, really radical thing with them. It's completely radical. I know feminists and SJW hate it. It's called common sense. You want to know a feminist I really like? Christina Hoff Sommers, who gets far more vile attacks levied against her by your fucking group than I have ever said about Anita Sarkeesian. So, yeah, all right. Elizabeth Warren, or no, we have to go to Inta Johnny Jimmy Jama Muhammad. No need to joke about her name. You appear to Mr. Point. Okay, first off, Owen, it's been a long-running thing on my channel that I am terrible at pronouncing names. I've just decided to make a fucking joke about it, dickhead. As clear, you have no sense of humor. You don't know what the fuck humor is. Saying she doesn't need societal standards of beauty and appearance to define her, and that her words make her who she is. Plus, it's also giving viewers cause to see the job isn't a tool of oppression for some women. I'm just going to let that sink in. The hijab isn't a tool of oppression for some women. The hijab isn't a tool of oppression. I'm going to let that sink in. That's what he said, and honestly, that's my fucking counter-argument. He just made my counter-argument for me, so let's move on. Elizabeth Warren. In a similar vein to Sotomayor, it's about the disadvantage women have been overcoming. That's the inspiration. I won't even touch the achievement of equality 100 years ago statement. I'm a little lost when you talk about rigging the game. What the fuck do you mean? Simple. Women have scholarships that are just for them. Men don't. Women are entering universities at a higher rate than men. Women are graduating at a higher rate than men. Yet men still somehow make more money because we actually go for useful degrees rather than just a bunch of bullshit. I would love to know exactly what in the fuck disadvantages you're talking about, Owen! Because I don't see them! Much like I don't see 1 in 4 women will be raped on college campuses because no self-respecting parent would ever send their daughter to a place where she's got a 25% chance of being raped. Wilma Mankiller. Again, the problems with the Cherokee Nation face a wider context than just blaming it all on the nation themselves. You are aware that there is more than one Native American nation. But to write on Mankiller is silly. Yes, I can. Her work was incredible, and she did excellent work with the indigenous population. You're British, dude! What the fuck do you know what she did? And again, the quote is a good one. She's trying to lift the confidence of those in peril. Again! She didn't do shit! You are in England! I am here in America! I have to deal with the Cherokee! You don't have to deal with them! And she didn't do shit to raise her people up out of anything! Poverty is still rampant! Drug addiction is rampant! Alcoholism is rampant! Unemployment is rampant! High school dropout is rampant! Again! It's still broken! She didn't do a fucking damn thing! And I should know! I've got Indian casinos about an hour away from me. The casinos are nice, but drive through that first, I'd say about 15, 20 minutes. Pretty fucking depressing. She didn't do shit to help her people. I hate to use that word, but it's accurate. She didn't do shit to help anyone. Her only fucking claim to fame was that she was made chief and she didn't have a dick. That's her claim to fame. Amani Akaika Kiki Kaka Kuku Kuka, who gives a shit? Some shitty Arabic name. Again with a cheap shot to their name. Again, Owen, if you understood what a joke was, you would understand that I'm terrible at pronouncing names. So I've decided to make it a point where I even poke fun at myself. Okay? What's oxymoronic about Muslim girl? There is a complete, and no, there is no way to be a feminist and an Islam and agree with Islam. You cannot be Islamic and a feminist. Those two things are impossible. Yes, and also, yeah, if you want to be a literal Christian, no, you can't be a feminist. So no, if they want to be, if they want to worship Muhammad, then no, you can't really be a feminist because he kind of tells you where women are. Which is right about pigs, I believe, in the Quran. Grace Lee Boggs, who the fuck is this old bag, is what I said. And you wonder why feminism is still important. Oh! I couldn't make a joke at some fucking dried up crypt keeper's fucking appearance. Oh my god, Owen, I'm so sorry I sent your fucking dick into tear mode. Anyway, all the ageist, sexist jokes aside. Really ageist? I don't know what parking lots that you've been in, but old people suck. That old bag is a critically acclaimed philosopher. Really? Really? There's philosophy critics. That again is somewhat oxymoronic. Who was still active well into her 90s and sadly passed away. She was a success story who truly started from poverty and became a pioneer of feminism, certainly more credible than being told to go back on your meds, Grandma. Anyway, the quote, a rebellion is a metaphorical way of describing what's going on, and there's absolutely are grievances for women to fight. Name one! What fucking grievances? You've got your goddamn equality! What the fuck more do you want to fight for? Outside of imagined shit. Look, wage gap, myth. Rape culture, myth. Catcalling, suck it up and deal with a compliment. Planned Parenthood, again, there's more women fighting against abortion than there are men. You want to defend it more? Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I'm just going to deal with the last part where he fully admits my point was right. What does her alcoholism have to do with the quote itself? The reason I poke fun at her being drunk is also the scary fact that she's a judge on the highest court in the land. Yeah. That's why I poke fun at that. Also, no, the state doesn't structure any economic reasons for a woman. It's the choices she makes. And yeah, I think we should be worried. And no, Ruth Bader Ginsburg should be fired. Because, again, quite frankly, she's a fucking drunk. Bell hooks, the name is clearly opinionated. I doubt you actually go by Warcorpse666 in your actual life. Well, no, I don't. But again, I at least capitalized Warcorpse. Free speech is fine, but we should aim to have people thinking in a way that is clearly unfair to groups of people. Free speech is fine, but we should aim to have people thinking in a way that is clearly unfair to groups of people. I don't even know what that shit means. Anyway, free speech is fine, and I read this verbatim, but we should aim to have people thinking in a way that is clearly unfair to groups of people. Look, let me just end this here. Life isn't fair, dickhead, and it's never going to be. Michelle Obama, the most accessible An easiest to understanding quote on the list. It doesn't surprise me that you decided not to address it at all. Criticism of Obama. Look, I hate to bring this up. Michelle Obama divided this country quite a bit. And also, everything she has done has been a failure. Her school lunch program, an absolute failure. Students are throwing the fucking lunches away and going hungry. That's your first lady's pet project. Michelle Obama would have just been better staying barefoot in the White House kitchen and making sandwiches. Gloria and whatever. The name wasn't even that hard. Chicanas self-identify as Mexican-American. Okay, first off, there is no such thing as a Mexican-American. Either you are Mexican and a citizen of Mexico, or you are an American and a citizen of America. You are one of the goddamn two. You cannot be both. And no, there's no such thing as black feminism, Muslim feminism, Chicana feminism, or any of this other fucking... No, that's just stupid bullshit to maybe get a few extra victimhood points. From dumb, stupid, douchebag, idiotic, male cuck, SJW dickheads like you. Personally... Whatever, I'm going to move on. Hillary Clinton, okay, in fairness, I wouldn't put her on this list either. You're right about the Democratic treatments of Sanders. But the quote isn't wrong, saying that girls shouldn't have to feel less likely than their male counterparts when dreaming of their life plans and such. Yes, they should. You know why? You know what women get afflicted with? It's called motherhood. That tends to throw a wrench in life career goals. So, yeah, maybe they should just be fine being at home. You know, obviously it's important to have levity and stuff, but there's a difference of you not being able to play in the NBA and a girl being told she can't dream of certain jobs because that's not what girls do and stuff. No, that's the same stupid bullshit. If a girl dreams of a job like, let's say, a lawyer, where she has to be there all the time, or a doctor all the time, she also can't be a fucking mom! You know, I'm sorry, but no. There is limitations put on women because they bear children. Also, I would like to point this out, dear Owen Mcdonald. Your fucking brand of social justice warriorism has given rise to the generation of women that are absolutely miserable. Happiness among women is in the toilet. Like, it's lower than fucking goddamn, the violent crime rate. Hate to say it, but no. You can't be a mom. Getting to the last point. You can't be a mom and a CEO. It's impossible. Both of those things demand too much of your time. And you have to sleep. If you get rid of sleep, maybe it'd work. But no. You can't, no. And honestly, in truth, I think it's about high time that instead of telling kids they can achieve whatever dream they have, it's about high time we start telling kids some dreams are unattainable. It's just not going to fucking happen for you. Get used to it.